Hey beauties, this is a tutorial on how to do pipe cleaner curls on Microlocs. So I've had my locks for almost 5 years. This is my first time doing pipe cleaner curls on my hair. So as you just saw, I took one pipe cleaner, I bent it in half, I did a little spin to make the little circle part on the end and the thin part as the actual roller. You're going to use that circled part to bend on the end of the roll, of the hair roll, in order to secure it. If you notice, when I twist it up, the top part, the straighter part, I flip it down a lot like you do flex rod curls. But the difference in the pipe cleaner curls versus the flex rod curls is you can wear them for a couple of days or however long you want to wear them while they dry and still be able to go out in public without having colorful rollers in your hair. As I was going, I noticed that I wasn't paying attention if I was rolling forward or backwards. Typically when I'm doing my own hair, in my mind, I'm just trying to get it done. And so on some of them, you may notice that I roll forward, some of them backwards, but the roll is typically the same. Going forward, if I do this again, which I definitely will because I end up loving the style, I would probably put a little touch of hot glue on the ends of my pipe cleaners, because when I slept, I could feel just in some spots, I guess, where I didn't curve the end of the pipe cleaner rollers down properly, they were kind of poking me in the head. It wasn't anything very severe, but I was aware of it a couple of times. So I would definitely maybe put just a little tap of hot glue on the ends, on both ends of the pipe cleaner, just to make those ends a little softer. Kind of like what you'd see on a hairpin or a bobby pin. There's typically a little bulb or bubble of plastic. So I'd probably do that with hot glue just to secure those ends so they won't poke me in the head. They otherwise were just fine, but just sometimes I would feel them, mainly in the back where I didn't have as much sight, a line of sight to see how to curve that end part down so it wouldn't poke me in the hair, in the head. I was also worried about it sticking in my hair and possibly damaging my locks, but I just went for it anyway. I was thinking if it was any damage, it shouldn't be much, but that did cross my mind as well. So I don't know if you notice, some areas of my locks, some of the locks may be a little bit shorter in areas. Like I said, I've had these for almost 5 years, so some of them have broken over the years, and I used to make repairs when my locks broke, but I mean, after you've had your locks for so long, you kind of just understand sometimes the locks break, and do you want to focus on them or not? And I just didn't. It's so many others to make up for the ones that broke that I wasn't really that concerned about it. I am spraying a little bit of my hydration spritzer that I make on my locks, even though they are wet. I just washed, conditioned, and oiled them. I do oil my locks. I am a licensed natural hairstylist. I train my clients to use a bit of oil. Do whatever your stylist tells you to do for the safety and health of your locks. Always talk to your stylist, if you're not your own stylist, about what to do and what is healthy for the longevity of your locks. But I do use oil on my locks, and I encourage my clients to do the same. So yeah, any short locks, as you roll onto the pipe cleaner rollers, that short lock, when you get to a point where it can be added in, just twirl it in. Twirl it in the best you can. Honestly, this might look like I have some type of form, but I'm really just rolling them up. Rolling them up, curving that top part down to secure it, flipping the circle part at the bottom of the roll to secure the bottom. I bought black pipe cleaners from Hobby Lobby because my hair is very dark. If you have lighter hair, then you might want to get pipe cleaners that are closer to your hair color if you plan on wearing them out. And I did wear my hair out I wore it in the pipe cleaners for how long? 2 days. Yeah, wore it for 2 days. That piece of hair, that group of locks that I'm working with right now, it did start to get a little bit more difficult as I got to the top of my head, because my hair in the top is longer. My hair, even before I started my locks, kind of grew in a permanent bob much faster and longer in the top than in the back. So yeah, it got a little bit more difficult when I got to the longer sections, but I was still able to put them on there. One thing that you may notice as I get to the longer sections, once I start rolling the locks onto the roller, I kind of push them or pull them down towards the bottom in order to have enough room on the pipe cleaner to get the rest of the hair rolled onto it. So that was a little bit challenging in the longer parts of the hair, to make sure that I did kind of pull the hair down. Accordion, like think about how an accordion opens and closes. So I just kind of pull it down, press it down, so that I have more room to roll the rest of the hair onto the pipe cleaner. The pipe cleaners did not fray, I guess, much. I did have a few little black fuzzies here and there, but using black pipe cleaners didn't worry me much. If any of the fuzz did come off, it's the same color as my hair, so I wasn't really upset about that. But I was really impressed with the length after I rolled them up, how long or short they end up being. I was pleased with that because I was looking for a shorter look. I kind of wanted my locks to be short and bouncy. And they did kind of turn out like that, but you'll see them in a moment. But if you notice there in the front, I have quite a few more locks that are a little shorter. Probably the abundance of my breakage that I've had with my locks was around the front. I tell my clients that, yeah, having any lock break is devastating. The longer you have them, the less you're stressed about it. But a lot of times hair around the front edges, some people have true baby hairs. Hair in the front oftentimes has a shorter lifespan than the hair in the back. That hair may be more like your eyebrows or your eyelashes. It grows to a certain point, it sheds, and then it grows again. So don't be so surprised if you lose some locks around that front edge, if it's a natural loss. Now, if you lose a lock and it's bald there, then yeah, that's a problem. You may want to have someone, a professional, look into that if you're having lock loss that is coming off from the scalp and not just kind of thinning out and breaking off. So I wore my hair like this for 2 days. I did use a few hairpins to kind of stay the locks from falling forward. I typically, if I do any type of twist or braid out, I will always set the hair going to one side, but when I take it down, I will flip it to the other side. And I do that to have more height in the top of my hair. I like my hair to be big. I like my hair to be tall. And the longer the locks get, they have a tendency to hang heavier and flatter, and I try to create as much height as possible. So one reason why I did it that way, because I knew when I took it down, I was going to flip it to my left, even though I twisted it to my right. Taking the pipe cleaners out was so easy. I just lifted up that little circled end and I just pulled it straight down. No problem whatsoever. And initially when I did this, I was going to go ahead and take it down, but I'm like, hey, that's kind of cute. So I decided to wear it for 2 more days. And this was the result after 2 days. I put a little oil on my hands before I started to unloop the rolls, the curls. I was so pleased with this style. It looked a lot better than I expected it to look. It wasn't quite as short and curly as I wanted it to be. It probably would have been if I had have taken it down when I first took the pipe cleaners out. But because I wanted to wear that style for a little longer, I end up having longer curls than what I initially wanted. But I cannot say that I was not pleased. It's been over a week since I accomplished this style, and hey, it ended up being beautiful. I hope you try it out.